We're going to start seated on the chair. And as always, we begin by connecting with our breath. So I invite you to take your right hand to your heart. I'm going to do it backwards. Take your right hand to your heart and your left hand to your low belly, right below the belly button. And one of the things that really truly calms us down is our exhale. So we're going to breathe in for a 4 count. And we'll breathe out for a 7 count. You control your count. So while I may be faster or slower than you, you follow inhale 4 and an exhale of 7. And once you have the sensation of that, pausing after the inhale and pausing after the exhale. So pause with your breath full and pause with your breath emptied out. And as you're breathing, we can return to our natural breath, the natural rhythm of our breathing, and invite you to press into the back side of your body. So the hands are going to slide out onto your knees, gently cup your knees, press into the kneecaps, chin comes toward the chest, shoulders come toward each other, and we broaden the space between our shoulder blades. Mine feels pretty tight today. So this is a cat arch. And we're going to pause here and breathe and allow our body to soften a little more into the space between the shoulder blades. And as we're doing this, notice what's happening with your jaw. Can it be soft? Maybe the mouth drops open just a little bit. And we keep the breath moving. And we come back to neutral, come back to seated. And if you haven't already, I'm going to invite you to scoot forward a little bit on your chair so that the spine can be nice and long. I like to sit with my sits bones on the edge of the chair, so be at least in the middle of the chair, if not toward the front edge of the chair. Now we're going to take that into our cow, and so we rock forward on the sits bones. The heart lifts, the head lifts, and now we create a different curve in the back. And we pause here and breathe. And the reminder, of course, is to always keep the head pretty much in alignment with the spine. We're not cranking our head back. That's very hard on our body, especially as we age. And the breath is moving. And as we do this, can the shoulders relax just a little bit? And then we pause and we come back to neutral. We're going to take that left hand and we're going to extend to the sky. Reach high to the sky. See if you can feel the rib cage lifting off of the waist. As we reach, breathing here. And if we extend and really allow our body to feel this, we're going to find those muscles in the low abdomen. And now keeping the length in the side body, we're going to tip to the right side slightly, not going too far. We want to just keep that side body open, feel the stretch in the rib cage. And now we're going to turn our head and look to the right. And we'll notice our neck starting to say, thank you so much for the stretch. We come back to center and gently release that arm and shake it out. So if you're new to my yoga classes, we shake because that helps to release tight fascia. That's the sheath right underneath the skin that holds the muscles in shape. And it rehydrates the fascia so we can start altering how our body works. Fascia gets dried out, and all of a sudden we have tightness and discomfort in our body. Now we're reaching with the right hand. We're reaching to the sky. We're making that rib cage. We're making the side body nice and long as we reach. We're breathing in and out consciously as we do this. And we're noticing that maybe the right side is a little different than the left side. Maybe we feel different musculature being activated in our abdomen. We're going to take that tilt now to the left. So we keep reaching as we bring ourselves just a little bit to the left. What we're looking for is the release in the rib cage. So as soon as you feel the rib cage start to go, oh, that's as far as we go. It's not about tipping all the way over to the floor. It's about keeping the side body open. And now we're going to turn our head gently and look to the left, saying hello to the neck. So we got a stretch that's going from the neck all the way down into our sit-upon. Then the head comes back to neutral. The arm releases and we shake it out. Sweeping both arms up, we're going to fold now. So we're coming forward, folding. Bring the hands underneath the legs. And pause when you feel the back side of your body tighten. So maybe the low back feels tight here. Don't force it. And as the body softens, maybe the fold deepens. Maybe it doesn't. There's no force in this posture. We're just letting our body be where it is. Keep that head in alignment with the spine. And then to rise up out of this, we're hinging up. So connect with your sits bones, press into the chair, lifting the heart and coming back. Let's cross our ankles and do that again. So we're going to start with the right ankle over the left. We're going to sweep our arms up, reach, and fold forward, holding underneath the legs. And allowing the body to soften as we breathe here. One more big, beautiful breath. And then we hinge back up. Unwrap our feet and switch the cross of the legs. Sweeping up, reach, and fold, holding underneath the legs. You might notice the difference, observe the difference between the right side and the left side. And then we hinge back up, unwrap the feet, we pause in the center, lift the heart once again, and then sweeping those arms up, we reach, and we're going to fold and hold underneath the legs. And now we notice, is there more give in the low back? You might discover that you can come forward a little further, maybe even walking your feet out so the belly can come between the thighs. That may be available to you. And then we come back up to seated. Walking the feet back toward the chair, come onto the ball mounds of the feet, the juncture where the toes meet the foot. Lift the heels, dangle the arms, soften the jaw. And now we drop the heels to hinge forward. We have bent knees as we rise up, the arms come up and we come to standing. We're going to keep our arms in front of us today. And we're going to soften in the point where the humerus connects into the shoulder blade. And so what we're going to do, we're going to start with the right hand, and we're going to draw the shoulder back. So we're drawing the bone into the shoulder socket. So it's about a 1-inch move. You'll see that there's a separation between my hands. And now we're going to take it forward about 1 inch. So we're seeing if we can isolate or notice just this. We're going to do that a couple of times. Keep your knees soft here. And then we're going to stop, pause, and switch arms. So we draw one shoulder back and then we reach. We draw that bone into the shoulder and then we reach. And one more time, drawing into the shoulder and then we reach. And then we release our arms and we're back. Yay, feels good. Pause here in mountain. Let's sweep those arms up, interlace the fingers, reach to the sky. So now we're lifting and engaging our rib cage. The arms can be bracketing the head. If that's too hard, soften a little bit. If this doesn't feel good, create a variation that allows you to have some length. And then we're going to tip to the right. And to do this, we're going to press into the left foot so we can keep a long line of energy up the left side of the body. And again, we turn that head to look to the left. Breathe here. And then we come back to center. And now we switch to weighting the right foot, reaching to the left, stretching and opening the rib cage, and turning the head to look to the right. And then we come back to center and we release the hands. We're going to bring our chair into play now. So bringing the chair forward, we're going to start with the seat near us. And we're going to bring our hands to rest on the chair. We're going to flip. We're going to flip the foot over. And we're stretching the front of the ankle here. This is probably feeling pretty tight. For most of us, this is not a stretch that we often do. And this ankles are so important for maintaining balance. Switch feet. I'm going to take the other foot back. Turn those toes backward. Sometimes when I do this, I get little cramps in my foot, so I come out of it and then I go back to it. So if you're like me, maybe going back and forth would be helpful. Bringing those feet back to standing. Now we're going to do the same thing with our wrist. So we're going to take our hand and we're going to press into the forearm. So the hand is turned backward here. See that? Here's my fingers over the edge of the chair, and I'm stretching the wrist. So we do a lot of wrist action like this, but getting the inside of the forearm stretched is very helpful. Breathing here. And then slowly come out of that. Let's shake that out. Maybe shake out a foot too. And we're going to switch hands. So again, the fingertips are coming over the edge of the chair. The inside of the wrist is pointing to the back of the chair. We're just allowing the body to stretch out here. I'm using my other hand for support. So we are doing an ankle release and a wrist release. Breathe here. Keep that breath moving. And then slowly release that hand. Hinge back up and shake the arm out. Maybe shake the foot on the same side if you want to challenge your balance. And then we're going to pause here. We're going to turn our chair around now. So now we're aiming for the top of the chair, and we're going to be stretching that spot between our shoulder blades. We're also going to be engaging the musculature up the side body into the armpits. So we bring our hands to rest on the back of the chair, and we're going to step back and back and back and back. And we're going to soften our knees here. We're more interested in getting into the space between the shoulder blades. So we're bringing our head between our extended arms. And you can keep moving those feet until you can feel that nice long stretch and the heart softens toward the floor. Keep those knees bent. We're really focusing here. So this could look like a variation of down dog. What we're doing here is we're really unwinding that space between the shoulder blades. It gets so tight because those muscles are stretched out because we have a forward leaning culture. And so as we hold this, see if you can feel space opening up in your rib cage, into the armpits, all the way through the fingertips. So we're holding this for a period of time just to allow the body to really adjust. And then to come out of that, soften the knees even more. Step forward slowly. And come back to mountain. And now notice how lifted the heart feels. So the muscles in the front of the chest get really short. The muscles between the shoulder blades get really stretched out, lose their strength. And so that helps to relax this, begin to lengthen here, begin to strengthen there. Now we're going to bring that seat flip around again. And we're going to take that crossed ankle we did on the chair and we're going to do a fold here. So you may want to just fold to the chair. If you feel like doing a little more, feel free to do that. We're going to start by taking that right ankle and crossing it over the left. And you may have to rearrange your legs to make that happen. We're hinging forward now. So the hands can come, this is a balance challenge for sure. The hands can come to the chair and or to the floor, depending on what works for you. But we're pausing at the first point where our body tightens. And we're going to feel that in the outer musculature of the standing leg. And we breathe here. And again, a nice, flat, long back, head in alignment with the spine. And as we hold this posture, you're probably going to notice that the stretch begins to move. I'm really feeling it in my inner thigh today, in my standing leg. So this is a forward fold. We're going to bring our hands back to the chair if they're not already there. Bend the knees slightly. Separate the legs. Hinge up. And we come to standing. We're back in mountain. And we're noticing the length and the difference in the length between the right side and the left side of our body. You might really notice it here. So let's balance our bodies out. We're going to take that other leg, so we're calling that the left leg comes over the right, and we hinge forward. Hands can come to the chair. Again, we're pausing at the point when we begin to feel tightness in the outer side of the leg that's taking our stance, holding our stance. And again, as the body softens, maybe the hands come to the floor, maybe the head comes closer to the knee or to the thigh. You might notice here a big difference between the right side and the left side. This is working different muscles in my body. How about you? Then gently bend the knees, separate the feet, hinge up, and we come to mountain. Shifting the weight to the left foot, we bring the right leg up and we balance. Breathe here. Your chair is nearby as needed. You can touch down on the back of the chair if needed. And then we release, switching weight to the right. And we pause and we hold. And then the foot comes back to the mat, sweeping up. We fold to the top of the thighs. Flat back. Sweep up. We fold to the shins. Sweep up. And folding to the toes, bending the knees as needed to touch the floor, touch the toes. Pause here. Breathe. Feel the back side of your body filling with breath. Now everybody, let's bend our knees. We're going to sweep the arms up, coming to shoulder height. Press the floor away as we rise up through chair. And we come to standing. We're in mountain. And we pause here and feel our breath moving. Feel our center restored. Now we're going to come back to our chair for a Shavasana. So we bring that chair back, or just sit down where you are. That's great. Again, scooting a little bit forward on the chair. The heart is lifted. We come back to our 4-7 breath. A 4 count in, pause and hold, and a 7 count out, pause, emptied out. Let the jaw be soft. Let the breath be thorough. Deep, rich, even breath now. Bringing the breath back into what is natural for you today. And we pause for a moment in stillness. Today's quote is from Wendell Berry. Wendell Berry does a lot of poetry around the beauty of the earth. This is his thought. See how it fits in your world. Whether we and our politicians know it or not, nature is party to all our deals and decisions, and she has more votes, a longer memory, and a sterner sense of judgment than we do. Excuse me, a sterner sense of justice than we do. More votes, longer memory, and a sterner sense of justice. That's from Wendell Berry. He's the one who wrote, "And when my despair for the world grows too large, I go to rest where the wood drake is." We close our practice by opening our arms. We sweep the arms up. We gather all the blessings that already exist, and we draw them in appreciation and gratitude into our hearts. And together, we all say, Namaste.